Confidence is not that you were born with. Confidence is built. Confidence is your belief in yourself, your belief in your abilities, what you are capable of. Confidence is like a muscle, it grows with intentional practice. I am grateful when I reflect my past because even though I didn't know this knowledge that I'm sharing right now, I was acting based on my imagination, based on my intuition. For example, I started as an instructor of English at the university. Then I learned that there are many international organizations, so I wanted to work and join international organization. I started as a secretary, right? Admin office manager. The lowest position at the organization, but I didn't mind because I wanted to learn. I didn't understand what is it. I wanted to take any positions, even the lowest, just to learn how is it working with it or at the international organization, doing the stuff that I wanted to do. Like I wanted to do the good for the villagers who lived in the rural areas. I started to apply to different organizations and I sent my resume to different organizations. I remember even in one of the interviews, I made so much makeup and I used so much chemicals for my hair. I thought that I looked beautiful, but in fact, I look fake. When I failed at this interview, I felt very shameful, full of shame and guilt. Why did I do? Because that was not me. I never put a lot of makeup. I never used so much chemicals on my hair, but I did. Even though I failed, now I understand that was the experience. That was the necessary step in order to go to the next level. This is how we grow. We take action, and if we fail, it's not a failure, it's a lesson learned, right? And now I remember that every time I felt uncomfortable, every time I felt shame, that's how we grow because we have never been in that situation. Our brain doesn't know how to act in that situations, but when we put ourselves into uncomfortable situations, that's how we grow. Because why we are fearful, why we are doubtful, do you know why? Is because our brains function is to protect you. And everything what is new, it understands like a threat. And that's why our inner self conversation is telling you stay in the same level, stay in the comfort zone, do not go out, do not experience uncomfort because it's unknown, it's a threat. Even though I'm sharing it with you right now, it's because I know the science behind it. Before I use my intuition, intuition is the mental faculty we can use in our life because it's given by God. It's right or wrong. If we are connected and aligned with ourselves, with our feelings and emotions, we make the right decisions based on the intuition. And that's what I'm grateful because everything what I did in the past, I made a lot of mistakes. I reflect, I made a lot of wrong things, but I'm grateful because they taught me something. They taught me this is good or this is bad. They taught me feelings of shame, guilt, uncomfortability. The more we feel that way, the more we grow. And that's good if you learn earlier about the awareness because that's how we grow. Once we reflect on the situations, once we ask the right questions, once we understand ourselves, then that's how we grow. That's how we become more confident. I never reflected when I was young. I just used my intuition. Now I understand that the right decision you make with your feelings, with your emotions. Another thing what I want to share with you is about the fear and doubt. The reason why I'm here in America is because I was fearful, but I was taking action anyway. I believed in myself. I believed in God. I felt everything is going to work out for me. And with this faith, with this belief, I took actions. And that's how you build confidence with practice, with facing the fear, your doubts, rejections. I even purposefully put myself in such situations where I felt rejected, where I felt like a failure. I put myself in such uncomfortable situations just to understand how it works. As a result, now I know that's how my brain was accepting the new uncomfortable situations. That's why right now, thanks to thousands of situations of practicing, I feel confident in many cases. I feel comfortable in uncomfortable situations because of the practice. That's how you practice your confidence level. For example, recently when I went to the new restaurant and I couldn't find the bathroom, that was uncomfortable to ask, right? But the second time when you go, you may go there without asking. The third time you can find this bathroom very easy and very fast, right? So because you are confident, you know where to go, how to get there, step by step guidance. The same is in any situations, wherever you feel like uncomfortable. That's because that's the new thing for you, new experience for your brain. And your brain doesn't want to feel the new things because it's unknown. It's like a threat for the brain. And here, the inner self critic tells you, don't do this. But if you learn how to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust God, and take action with faith, everything is going to work for you. Either you get good results or you get the lesson. There is no failure. Take that as a new healthy belief. There is no failure. It's only a lesson learned or a good outcome to get to the next level in your life. Okay? That's how we work with self talk, with self critic inside our head. Because in many cases, what stops us from reaching our goals, from reaching our dreams, is the self talk. If you understand the magic circle, you can master your life. You can get real results and reach the next level in your life. What is this magic circle? Your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions create your behavior. Your behavior, like your action, create your results. Knowing is not enough. You need to understand and apply in your life, in real life. Recently, even though I know this, I used all the strategies, all the tactics, everything I'm sharing with you to get to the next level. It's easy to get stuck to negativity. It's easy to find yourself stressful. It's easy to forget things that we know because of the demands of life, because of the fast-paced life, because of our current challenges in our life, because I believe every person has their challenges in life. There are so many areas in our life, right? Health, money, finances, relationship, marriage, kids, relationship with kids. There are so many areas in your life that we need to take into account. I realized that when I put the big goal within the short period of time, which was unrealistic, now after reflecting, I did it because at that time I started to live again on autopilot, putting myself into stressful situation, trying to do and reach the goal within unrealistic time frame, right? And that's how I got stuck in negativity. Self-critic was telling me, you're not good enough, you're not doing the right thing, you're not getting the result, you are a failure. Why do you need it? Who cares? All this negative self-talk started to talk to me inside my head that created the negative emotions. You see how our thoughts, self-talk inside our head create our emotions. And once I started to doubt myself, once I started to focus and reinforce that negative thoughts about me, that I'm not capable, I'm not doing the right thing, I started to lose confidence. At the beginning, we are all excited, right? I was so excited. I started to take actions, messy actions. But because I didn't see the results I wanted to see, I started to doubt myself. I started to lose the confidence. And then I started to focus on my confused emotional state, negative self talk. And you know what I attracted? I attracted car accident. So this is how we attract negative people, toxic people, negative situation in our life and negative results as a result because of our negative self-talk, because that's how we feel. And because we feel that way, we don't want to take actions anymore. At the beginning, I started so good, but once I stopped seeing the result, what I wanted, then I stopped taking actions because of my emotions, negative emotions, because I felt not confident in completing this task. I thought, okay, I will not be able to complete this goal. And once I'm reinforcing on daily basis, not only on daily, like on hourly basis, then it makes you like paralyzed. You're stuck. You don't want to take any actions because you ask yourself, why do you need to take actions when there's no results, right? And once you stop yourself, of course, the outcome, the results will be negative. That's what happened to me recently. The good thing in that situation, I immediately turned to gratitude. It was like a wake up call for me. I was like, oh, what's happening right now? And then when I realized that I'm alive, nobody was injured, I was like, oh, thanks God. I'm so grateful that I am alive. I'm so grateful that nobody was injured. I'm so grateful that it was serving as a wake up call. And that's how I started to shift my mindset from negative to positive at that moment because I remembered my emotional status attracted this. What am I doing, right? You see how easily we can start living on autopilot again based on old habits and stuck on negativity. And that's a daily reminder, it's a daily struggle, it's a daily battle with yourself, with your self talk. What story you created in your head? What thoughts are right now? I decided to ask myself if I feel stuck. I decided to write it down or to make a recording on my phone so that I hear myself clearly. What is the emotion that I'm feeling right now? Why is it? Is it good? Why is it working for me? If it's not working for me, if it's negative, if I'm sad, why am I feeling sad? What thoughts are in my head? What is the story I am creating myself right now? Why? And how can I help myself? How can I release and be thankful to that story, but release because it's not working into my life? So that's a lesson learned. Even though I don't believe that it's a failure, I believe that is a situation that I attracted because of my emotional state. We need to be mindful of our thoughts, our self talk, our self story inside our head. And mastering this magic circle, we can mindfully choose what we want to think about, mindfully choose how we want to feel, mindfully choose how we want to act based on the results we want to achieve. And it works in any area of your life. For example, I remember when I got depressed, I lost almost everything. I lost my marriage, I lost the house, I lost the job, I lost the custody of my kids. I even lost the connection with my kids. I didn't feel loved. And during those times, I remember I felt so unworthy, so bad because the way people treated me, the way my kids treated me. But I chose to be grateful. I chose to choose my thoughts at that time because I realized the power of gratitude. And once I started to find good in the negative situations and be grateful for anything that I have at that time, I felt that I was increasing the self worth and I felt like I feel better every day inside me. And once I felt that this is working in my life, I started to do this more and more daily. I started to feel better. I started to love myself. I care for myself, to be kind to my mind, to my body. I believe little by little, I started to increase the self worth, self esteem. And the reality started to change. The reality started based on how I felt inside. When I felt not worthy, I was radiating that energy, and even my kids were treating me like I'm not worthy. When I started to change my inner world, my inner self talk, my inner thoughts, that created good, kind feelings, emotions, and that how I talked to them, even when they were screaming. I remember I was like trying to practice patience, and they started to talk nicely because of my inner thoughts. That's very important. We do that after forgiving everybody because self talk, self critic is coming from our childhood. Whoever criticizes us, we keep it in our mind. Who can come from your friends, from your colleagues, from your management at work, from your parents, maybe parents of your friends. Maybe you observed how the parents of your friends were criticizing their kids. Right now, I remember how one of my close friends' mom was criticizing her daughter. And maybe that also impacted me because it can be indirectly. If you hear that, you can make a conclusion about yourself. Maybe people will think about me the same way. Maybe if my friend, like I view at that time that my friend is better than me because she was looking after herself, she was putting makeup. I never put makeup. She was keeping to a diet to look thinner, but I felt I needed to add some weight because I was so thin. She was lighter, her skin was lighter, and I felt like I was dark. And all these things, when you're small, you don't understand. You take it close to yourself and you feel like, oh, if mom criticizing her daughter, she was really good at math, and she was criticizing her daughter, saying, oh, you don't know how to do this in math. I believe that impacted my self worth, my self esteem. Start remembering those moments in your life. People may be criticizing you directly, people may be criticizing others, but you witnessed that and you made conclusion about self. Right now, this is what I feel like that impacted me, that I'm not good enough because My friend was perfect in my view, but her mom criticized her that she's not good. And that's how I made conclusion about me. And that's why I struggled in my childhood that I was not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not beautiful enough. This is how I thought. And that comes from childhood experiences where you made a conclusion that I'm not good enough, right? And that because of that belief, your self critic is always in your mind criticizing you, that stopping you from doing it because you are afraid of failure, you are afraid of rejection, you are afraid of what other people may tell you or think about you. In reality, it doesn't matter what people think about you. In reality, nobody cares. We are afraid of what people can think about us. But in reality, they care about themselves. You think that people are focusing on you, and that's why you are afraid of making mistakes. What matters is what you think about you. What is your story inside your head about you? How you reinforce on daily basis how good you are, how capable you are, how confident you are. This is what is important. Because your outcomes, your results, your behavior comes from you within. And once you understand that, once you master, you start acting, taking action seriously on consistent basis. Okay? How to do that? First, understand that confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is like a muscle that you need to grow with intentional practice. You need to understand that confidence is built with practice, with mistakes, with intention. Where does intention come? From your goals. How you create your goal based on where you are right now, knowing your point A and knowing your point B, the direction you want to go. When you understand that you can start being confident right now, just making a decision that I want to become confident. I want to get to my next level. Clearly see how you want to get there. What is your next level? Because of your goals, you can become confident very quickly to make a quantum leap or gradually, depending on your goal. If you want to do a quantum leap and become confident really quickly, you can do that. Once you make decision, once you put your goal using the smart tool, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bounded, then you can become like in 1 week, you can become very confident. But you need to understand that you have to change the identity completely. When you change the identity completely, so self image, you change everything about you, how you talk, how you walk, how you eat, how you work, how you respond, how you react. You don't react, you keep silent if you used to be reactive, how to be patient, right? If you change the total identity, the total self image, becoming the highest version of you, how you look confident, then you will feel very bad emotionally. When we do quantum leap, changing the identity, changing self image, it may be so disgusting, it may be feel shameful, it may feel fake because that's how I felt when I was believing, like imagining that I am in America studying at the one of the best universities, Washington University in St. Louis. During the interview that we had, reception dinner that we had, I did the things, I talked, I walked. It was a different identity. One of my friends explained to me that the reason why reception dinner is happening is because the committee is going to evaluate who are you as a personality, who are you as a person, how you carry your body, your posture, how you talk, how you communicate, how you interact with people, how you interact with professors, right? How confident you are. So I had to buy the new outfit. I have to practice. I have to correct my posture. I had to be not who I was at that time. And after the dinner, after the interview, I suffered very bad. 1 week, I suffered a lot. You know what I did even? I don't even want to talk. I even drink. I drink because that's how I felt so bad and fake. And I wanted to hide those emotions of fakeness, of shame, of guilt. I felt guilty. I represented who I was not. But I desired to come to America. I desired to learn what's happening in my life. Why am I failing in my marriages? Because at that time I had two marriages. From one, I divorced. From the second, I was at the edge of divorce. And I was like, why is it that separately he, my ex-spouse, was good as a person, right? I as a person was good as a person, but why we are not doing good together? What's happening? At the beginning everything was fine, but during the life it's like completely different, right? So I wanted to find out what's wrong with me and what's wrong I'm doing. Because of that, I desired to escape from my problems. I wanted to come to America to learn this and help other people to understand. Now I feel like I am ready to help people, to help couples, to help women to understand themselves about the confidence, the secrets of how to become confident, these strategies, then you can solve any conflicts, any challenges in your life with resilience, with communications, with the right thinking, the right mindset. And during that time, I acted by intuition. I didn't know the knowledge. I was just imagining. I did whatever it took. And now I'm here in America. I'm so grateful that God blessed me with my intuition because I was doing the right thing. And that's why I am here. Even right now, doing this webinar, I'm taking an action. I want to reach the next level in my life. We need to put ourselves into uncomfortable situations and train our brain to feel comfortable in uncomfortable situations. That's how you practice your confidence. One thing is important. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. When I was young, I was just imagining, thanks to this documentary film, I was imagining, and now I'm here. I didn't know the knowledge. I was imagining and taking action by intuition. Now you are so blessed because now I'm sharing my story. Plus, I'm giving you the science, the knowledge behind the theory. And then I'm giving you the practical tools, practical strategies, how to become confident. During that time, nobody told me about this. Nobody explained. I even didn't know how to use correctly internet. But now we are so blessed to have access to internet, to learn, to have so many coaches, experts, so many online courses. The more we invest in ourselves, the more we become knowledgeable. But no, being knowledgeable is not enough if you're not applying it in real life to become confident. Okay. So now Let's summarize what we learned today. How to become confident to get the next level in your life. We need to define first what is the next level in our life for us, because everyone can be in different stages and have different goals, whether it's health, whether it's relationship, whether it's marriage, whether it's connection with yourself, whether it's connection with God, with divine, with higher powers, whether it's building healthy relationship with money. Remember, learn who we are. Once we learn how to work on ourselves, once we learn how to fix ourselves, where confidence is one of the first steps, then every area is our in our life is fixed because all answers are within you. You know all the answers to all the challenges. We just need to practice focus, practice confidence, practice the tools that are necessary to increase our level of confidence, right? Once you defined what is your next level in life, once you decide what is success for you, then we define confidence. Confidence is your trust, your faith, your belief in yourself, in your abilities, in your capabilities, and how you can face your fears, face your doubts, face your rejection, putting yourself into uncomfortable situations. And we discussed that confidence is not arrogance. Confidence, it's a habit that needs to be practiced intentionally. We also discussed that because of our life experiences, we concluded about ourselves that we are not good enough, we are not smart enough, we are not beautiful enough. Because of that belief, we always have self critique in our head. We have negative self talk in our head. We have stories that are negative, right? And we talk how our thoughts creates our emotions and how our emotions create our behavior. Our behavior creates results. If it's negative, then the outcome is negative or no result. When we mindfully choose, because it's a choice, to let it go, to think with clarity, acknowledge, express your gratitude, release from your mind and your body, and then choose positive self talk, positive thoughts, stories in your head, because in that way we will feel positive and we will behave positive, and then we'll have outcomes positive. Right? We also discussed that imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge without application doesn't create miracles in your life. You can attract miracles when you imagine it, when you think magic, when you feel magic, and then you have magic outcomes. We also talk about how to remove the self critic through forgiveness. In order to release and remove self critic, we need to write forgiveness letters. We write down all the people who criticized us in our life, or all the situations where we felt that we are not good enough. We forgive those people. We thank them because we learned about that situations, and we learned now why we self-criticize ourselves, and then we forgive them, we forgive ourselves, and then we let it go. And once we let it go, then we talk good statements to ourselves, right? These statements, affirmations, like I am good enough, I am worthy, I deserve beautiful life, I am abundant, I am rich, I am smart enough. When you talk daily, when you choose to talk them daily, when you choose to read them daily, when you choose to listen them daily, these meditations, then you feel different. Once you feel different, you behave differently. Once you behave differently, you have magic reality in your life. And this is how I felt like after losing everything. Now I'm getting back everything with ease, because this is like magic happens based on your emotional state, creating the self image, the highest version of you, and you decide to act from that person. That's how we choose to shift our identity. Depending on your goals, how quickly you want to change your identity, that's how quick you become confident. If you want without any pain, then you can get it gradually using the step by step guidance. If you want to do quantum leap and become confident very quickly, that's possible. Just imagine the highest version of you, act like that person, think like that person, make decisions like that person, and you will have outcomes like that person. But it can be painful. It can be less painful when you expect how you may feel. You may feel very uncomfortable. You may need to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You may feel disgusting. You may feel guilty. You may feel shame. You may feel like you are imposter or you are faking. But in reality, none of this is the truth. The truth is you are experiencing those behaviors, that identity for the first time. And because your brain experiences those emotions, those situations, those new healthy beliefs for the first time, it feels like a fake, but it's not fake. It's the truth. Once you keep repeating the affirmation, keep imagining yourself as a highest version of yourself, there is no choice for your brain, just accept it, admit it as truth, and then you'll start believing it. And then that will be your new identity. That's how I became confident. That's how I envision myself, how Americans will act with confidence. That's how I got this 100% scholarship from top universities in America. And that's how I made so many achievements in my life, even though I had many failures, many mistakes, many rejections. My choice is not to focus on them. My choice is to look at them as a process, be grateful, because we are not going to achieve in our life if we are not making mistakes, if we are not taking actions, if we are not learning, if we are not enjoying the process. So that's the last thing I want to say is, once you know that, take actions today. Okay? Make a decision that you want to get to your next level, and find one thing, that one situation, what you want to practice today where you feel uncomfortable, whether you want to ask for money, for gas, just to practice as if you don't have money, but you go and meet strangers outside. And then once they give you, you can return it, but as a practice, right? As a practice. Just put yourself into uncomfortable situation, the situation that you would never do, but you have to take one thing where you put yourself into uncomfortable situation to feel rejection, or vice versa, to feel success. So one situation where you face your doubts, fear, but you're doing anyway. Why? Because you're taking actions with faith. You believe in good things. The second thing is celebrate. If it's a success, celebrate. If it is rejection, then Acknowledge, accept, feel how you feel, release it, and say thank you for the lesson. Another thing is practice affirmations, gratitude, and forgiveness. Make this a habit every day. Choose one person you want to forgive, write a letter, burn it afterwards. And day by day, write this forgiveness letter. You will see how you feel. You will feel very light. Okay. And once you write forgiveness letter, talk positive statements, positive affirmations. Hey, my name is Aigul. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm confident. I'm so happy and grateful now that imagining myself as a highest version, and that's why I'm taking action, messy action, and that's okay. I feel confident. I act confident with confidence. I don't afraid to make mistakes because it's a normal thing in the process, in the journey to become confident, to get the next level in yourself. Bye. See you next time.